Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, David.
Hey,
Full name.
can I butcher your name? Is it pronounced Dawid? Dawid?
Sorry for the confusion. I think I come originally from Poland, and the
Mm-hmm.
Polish will never figure out the V. So it's a W. It's the same as David. So
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with David. And yeah, first of all, I'm a huge fan of I'm following your as a stuntee, right? As a former stuntee, I can say, I'm following your page for quite some time now, and I was so blown away to see your review saying such great things about the action and the camera work, right? So I'm just
Oh,
like, was like great to hear it from him means much more than from any, sorry to say, any other critics or people, right? So yeah.
oh my God, David. Hey, thank you so
Yeah.
much for supporting the page and following us. That means the world, man. Thank you so much.
Come on. Yeah.
But yeah, man, first and foremost, of course, I want to say again, Boy Kills World was, oh my God, man. It was mind-blowing, insane, dude. Like I said before, like the camera work, it's just so good. It's just one of the best action film I've seen in Hollywood, quote unquote in Hollywood for a very long time. So
Ah, come on.
congrats,
No,
man.
it's like it's you know what? I feel like it's always such a movie is always a miracle. It's always teamwork. There's so many people come together, like and I think working for such a long time on Boykott's World, we started like 7, 8 years ago when we started with some proof of concept, and we did so many premises that never ended up in the movie. Like we once pre-production started, we started all over again, right? And somehow you get married with these things, and then you don't, is it good, is it not good? And to see your reaction, I was like, good. It's so rewarding, especially with such great movies that are out there now, like all the great action films coming out. It's great to hear that you liked it so much, right? So yeah.
Awesome, man. Like so for people who, are not familiar, with your work, can you tell us a bit about your background and, your martial arts background and how you got your start in the martial arts action cinema world?
Oh yeah, it's a long story, but I try to make it very short. I've never wanted to become a stuntman or
Mhm.
maybe I wanted to become action star at some point, but I think I was always very spiritual and I was very attracted to martial arts. So I started my journey with exploring Southeast Asia. So I was quite familiar with Silat and some Filipino martial arts and the other Southeast Asian martial arts, like in the Muay Thai, the Chaya styles, the Muay Boran. Working with Tony Jaa, I was one of the very first stunt guys, including European stunt guys on. There was between Ong Bak 2 and Ong Bak 3. I came like at Ong Bak 3 kind of time. So Timon was already there before, and
Oh,
Brahim was.
wow.
So, but I met Timon. I never met Brahim though. But like,
Okay.
I came there. Long story short, I learned a lot of great martial arts stuff there, but it was always the martial arts that attracted me.
Mhm.
But at some point, I got a call from Brad Allen to work on Kingsman with him, and that was that. I think that inflamed the passion for cinematic
Uh-huh.
achievement in my life, like the camera work. I think, and yeah, the whole team of Brad Allen was a huge inspiration to me to approach more of a cinematic lino, right? So that was great. Like Guillermo Grispo, Brad Allen, Young Lee, Damian Waters. There was like I was like when I came on his team back in the days, I was like this crazy martial arts freak fellow, right? That
Yeah.
studied some of the Bush martial arts, but like yeah. Overall, that was my journey. Then I worked as a stuntman for quite some time,
Awesome.
started choreographing stuff, and now yeah,
Awesome.
look at that. Now doing the action directing, the second unit on Boykot's World, and now yeah, it's getting more
Awesome.
interesting, more interesting. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
as you mentioned, Brad Allen, he's such a legend. Rest in peace to Brad. I mean, he's such a legend.
Rest in peace, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
that's
that's a diluted story.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, let's get into, I actually looked up your IMDb and it looks like you were part of Andy Long's stunt team. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's very funny. So Andy and me, he brought me on some of the Bollywood movies on commando. So we worked together very close for quite some time. And he even helped some of the on some of the Boycott's World
Oh,
concepts at the beginning.
oh wow.
But like, yeah, later on, I think he worked on different projects. I worked on different projects, and then it went separate ways at some point. But like, yeah, that's the also the more of a short story behind that.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but like, yeah, know him for many years.
Mhm.
Very unique and talented, probably one of the best when it comes to all the Hong Kong stuff, especially.
Wow.
So yeah, so yeah, I think I worked with him. He brought me on Commando back in the days,
Mhm.
and on the intergalactic adventure of Max Cloud with Scott
Mhm.
Adkins. So these were like this two projects I worked with him.
I'm
So yeah,
such a huge fan of his work.
sorry,
Such a huge fan of his work. It's so awesome. Yeah. And
yeah,
to
yeah,
hear you were part of, his team.
yeah.
I know you guys bring quality work, just, excellent work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kudos to Andy for sure.
Well, let's talk
Mhm.
about, Boy Kills World. I mean, like I mentioned before, the action is insane. The camera work, like I said, it's chaotic, but it's also
Yeah,
smooth at the same time. Like it's so awesome. You can see every single thing that's going on, even though it's moving very fast. But you can
yeah.
see everything so clearly. It's so good, man. My question is like when you signed up for the project, like what was your approach? Like what was your game plan when you signed on as far as the action is concerned?
Uh, I think video games and anime, but like overall, like here's the thing, that is a great thing where me and Moritz, the director, were quite in sync.
Mm,
That was a great thing because he trusted me so much that I was like in my little La La Land paradise, right? Oh wow, great. Moritz, how about this? And he was like, yeah, fine. That's messed up. That's amazing. Go for it, David. I was like, oh, great. So it was more of this sort of thing,
mm,
which I'm very blessed and very thankful that he allowed me yeah, to be a child on set, I could say, right?
mm.
Uh, uh, my approach, I actually, and you might hate it, but to hear it, but like I stopped watching martial arts movies for quite some times because subconsciously they influence me.
Right, right. That makes sense.
I'm very afraid to let's do this technique, because I always try to find something new, refreshing. Of course, sometimes you cannot reinvent the wheel, but
Mhm,
like that's where the camera comes in, because the camera is also part of the choreography, right?
mhm, mhm,
So it's the eye that sells. I can do a punch, but what about the camera tracks back and we track a teeth, which is a
yeah,
common thing to think about. But like that's that sort of approach, and then I think about how can I accomplish this sort of shot? What kind of tool do I need? So that's where it actually starts. So this is this sort of approach. And of course, you get influenced by all the video games, animes,
right.
because there are no limitations to camera work, right?
Hmm.
But that was quite challenging to how can we replicate that thing in a very organic way?
Right.
So yeah,
Cool, cool,
it
cool.
was a challenge, but like, yes.
Awesome, awesome. So how was Bill Skarsgård as an action performer? Did he perform a lot of, a lot of his action?
Yeah, most of it. I would mostly say all, but like there were a few things that were too dangerous and also like too acrobatic, but like
Hmm.
he did most of his stuff, and I'm very thankful for it. It was very ambitious on him, because we ran two units simultaneously. So there was a drama unit, there was the action unit. So sometimes we were waiting, when can we get Bill? So Bill went from one unit to the other. So it was very rare that we actually collided together, both of the units. But if we collided, it was always special. But
Hmm.
it was very tough for him. But like when we got him to actually to Berlin, I was there together with Moritz for the test. We tested out his movements, and I somehow always envisioned Boy to be much smaller, because
Hmm.
originally they planned me to be Boy, and that's a long story. But then when they said it's Bill, I was like, ah, that's so interesting because he has such long limbs.
He's such a
And I was
tall guy, right? He's very tall.
yeah,
Yeah.
very tall guy. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, he usually should have something that's very strong and brawly. But I was like, oh, let's go for the opposite because
Hmm.
he got trained by Yayan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you get trained by a specific master, and you don't know anything else in this world, you start to duplicate his movements, right? That's why he has the slower stances. That's why their fighting style are quite the same, but like their heights are so different, which makes
Right.
it hilarious, funny in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's yeah,
He looks physically he looks great in the film. Like he got into
yeah.
great shape for this, so it was awesome.
Yeah, that credit goes definitely to Valdemar Fredrickson, who was his personal trainer,
Hmm.
and like his diet was like I have no idea. I looked at his apps, I was like, tell me the secret and at home. At some point, I also start to get some belly now. So
Oh, you
yeah,
guys.
yeah, so never before, but like yeah,
But let's
yeah,
take let's talk about your experience working with Yaya, because
yeah,
when I heard was when he was I got to say this is his best Hollywood role by far.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And as far as like the fights that he's in, was it like a collaborative effort between you and Yayan? Did he put a lot of input in or anything like that?
So that was something that's very funny and I think surprising for Yayan. First of all, Yayan never complained once. He put so much effort in, like that was like I've never seen before. Like so gentle. He never complained once. He never was angry. So he's a master of his spirit, body, soul, how he controls everything. Everything was aligned.
Uh-huh.
And the funny thing is, I knew Yayan before Merantau came out. I knew Yayan before The Raid came out. Not personally, but I
Wow.
watched this Saudara Kaum that they had like Penchak Silat instructional DVDs back in the
Uh-huh.
days. So he comes from this Harimau Select style, and I watched all of his DVDs before. So when The Raid
Wow.
came out, I already knew who he was, right? So that's funny. There was like a French publishing they had like this Budo DVDs, right? So,
Hmm.
from France or from Indonesia, I don't know, but I was familiar with his fighting style. So when he came, I taught I showed him some of the select movements, and actually the Silat I used for the fight choreography comes from Silat Bukalingkaran. It's a style I got trained under Guru Alvin Goina now, and it has a lot of groundwork, if you can
Wow.
remember.
Right.
So that's the sort of things I took Yayan, and he was very open. And I was like, Yayan, would you like to change something? And he said, maybe here, this. And I was like, yeah, but how about this? And he was like, ah, good. Okay. I was like, oh, wow, like what an honor. So I said, even though you're amazing as Mad Dog in the raid, let's still try something different. Let us come on, get into the wire work. Let's get some anime shots. So I think something he was also very great at with acting inside the movements for the camera. Like if you remember, he got punched in his face, full contact. That was not full contact. We rehearsed it slow, so you had to
Oh,
act
you have to act it out.
that.
Yeah.
And then we had to speed it up later on. So it was more of this sort of yeah approach. Yeah. So
Mhm.
very open. It was a new experience for him, but he nailed it to the point, right? So it was amazing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I kept saying, this is the Yaya that I wanted to see, because
yeah,
he was in, the other Hollywood film, but I just like wanting more because I didn't see his full potential, But then
yeah,
seeing this movie, this is Yaya right here. This is the skills that he has. So
yeah.
thanks for pointing that out.
That was amazing and very challenging because the fight we talk about most, we had like 3 days for it. So it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very tough. So yeah.
Wow, wow. And how was Jessica? I mean, she was wearing the helmet, a lot in the film.
This
Was
Alan.
Oh, awesome. There we go. So
yeah.
was she able to do some of the action herself a little bit?
Yes, she did some of her action
Mhm.
herself. There was like, look, something that was not so fair to her. She came in last minute. Her
Mm,
ability to train was like crazy.
mm.
She even trained when we had day offs.
Oh, wow.
So like we all stayed like in one resort kind of thing, and I saw her working out like with some of my stunt guys, like and big kudos to them, like to Rajab Hassan and Anthony Nyan and Nadine Theron and Jacqueline Gertz. Like there's so many great martial arts guys who supported the whole journey. It wouldn't
Mhm.
be possible without all of them. So
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid to forget mentioning names, but like, yes, she was amazing. She worked out very hard and she gave her limit the best. And if you can imagine this helmet and
Yeah.
South Africa, that's quite tough.
Yeah, very.
And then the helmet also is like quite fitted because we don't want to have a hat like this, right? So it's like something it can even squeeze your face
Oh,
a little.
wow.
But like, yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I just want to say, congrats on this film. You did an amazing, amazing job. Is there anything, you have in the pipeline that you want to share, like, your next project or anything that you have working on so that we can look forward
Uh,
to?
yes, good that you. I actually also asked before. So another thing I wanted to say, all of the producers, kudos to them. They were so open to and so supportive. Like you have to imagine, for me coming on a project like this as first time action second unit director, action designer, to give so much trust was a huge thing, and they are always very supportive no matter what sort of issue there was. So so that
Mhm.
was a great thing. So right now with one of the producers we prepare my first time directional debut movie, which I'm of course also gonna handle the action. It's with Alex Libovici from Hammerstone Studios.
Awesome.
And yeah, the project is called Lil Red. So yeah, I'm very excited to announce it here, but it's
Mhm.
yeah, got a lot of new stuff in my head.
Awesome.
I cannot wait to yeah, reveal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's keep in touch when you start, working on that project. We could talk about it more.
Yeah,
Because-
of course, of course. And also I want to say the South African team, they were super professional. And like yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was like 7, 8 years of hard work. And then sometimes we thought this project will never happen. And then one day Moritz called and said, hey, it is happening, and then yeah, the rest is history. And then there was a post-production and how movies are done. Yeah,
Right, right, right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
David, thank you so much for your time, and congrats again on this amazing film. Wishing you the best of luck on your future projects as well. And everyone, you got to see Boy Kills World,
Yeah.
April 26 in theaters.
I want that one. I might complain why I don't really like that. It's a cool one.
Yeah, yeah, very, very cool. Man. There's the
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
the back with the Bill in the back too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Well,
Thank you
David,
so much, David. And
thank
yeah,
you
let's keep in touch and looking forward for another time.
for sure, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.